thank you everybody for this opportunity to come in and talk to you about the city of Lake Elsinore. I also think this is a wonderful venue because you get to see the cooperation that's happening at the regional level, not only with staff but at the elected level. And I've never really worked in a region where this cooperation is as significant as we have here, and I think that's a real benefit for everybody. Real briefly, Gary talked about trails before I get started. We're actually working on expanding the trails going through Lake Elsinore North, working with the county, and the goal is to take it all the way up to Corona and get on the trails at Santa Ana Lake River and go all the way that way too. So I think that's pretty exciting. What I want to do here, make sure I can get this right. Is it glasses? Yeah, I need to borrow. I forgot my glasses. That's the point. Okay, there we go. Gene mentioned the city of Lake Elsinore is 125 years old. On April 9th this year, we basically celebrated our 125th anniversary. We're the second oldest city in Riverside County. We're actually older than Riverside County, and I could probably spend a lot of time talking about our history, but we're going to focus on where we're going from here on a go-forward basis. When I look at the city of Lake Elsinore, I just look, when you get off the freeway, the beauty of the city is really amazing, and I know I've lived in this region for a long time, and I never really spent a lot of time up there. I'd go through the freeway, and when I started the job in November of last year, really want to show you what I see when I look at the city of Lake Elsinore. In February of this year, our city council spent some time creating a vision statement, and I wanted to make sure that we, at the staff level, understood where we were headed. And so I want to read this new vision statement because it talks about a couple of things that are really important. First, the statement says the city of Lake Elsinore will be the ultimate lake destination where all can live, work, and play, build futures, and fulfill dreams. And so you've heard everybody talk about quality of life, and we're going to be talking about that too in Lake Elsinore. But what this vision statement did is it basically refocused us on the lake. And the lake in Lake Elsinore is actually the largest freshwater lake in Southern California. It's a natural lake, and it's really something that that needs to be the cornerstone of our area and our region. And so as you'll see the presentation, how we're trying to build that into our future at a higher level. In that visioning workshop, again, we wanted to make sure that at the staff level we were focusing on the key initiatives, and they're very similar to what you've seen with everybody else's quality of life issues. But again, our budgets, our services, everything that we do is going to be tied in to our key initiatives. I'll briefly talk about the budget. You can see in 2008, the world changed for us too, and so the city took appropriate steps. We've been building our way out of that, and we're feeling really good about where our future is. Some highlights for this year, our city council is going to consider our budget next Tuesday night, but our revenues are going to be increasing by 9%. Our expenditures are going up by 12.7%, and those are public safety increases primarily, and I'll talk about that as we go through the presentation a little bit. Our reserves are increasing. We have 17.5% set aside in our general fund reserves. We have over 35% of city budget set aside in reserves, so we're very healthy. And our budget for next year, our total budget is $34.8 million. The major program that we're going to be putting forward next year is we're opening a brand new fire station in the city of Lake Elsinore. This Saturday morning at 9 a.m., Rosetta Canyon Fire Station 97, we're going to have our ribbon cutting. And this is a significant move forward for the city of Lake Elsinore. We've actually built and staffed 3 stations in the last decade. And so this will be our 4th station. So you can see that the city has really put an emphasis on public safety. And again, I invite everybody out to Rosetta Canyon, 9 a.m., a ribbon cutting, and then an open house. And it's a really beautiful facility. It's something that's going to benefit the region for fire protection. We're also going to be putting our first fire truck in service a year from now. And so July 1st of 2014, we're actually going to put a 4-person truck company in play, and the county is partnering with us, and they're going to pay $500,000 on an annual basis of that $1.5 million cost. And so that's a real enhancement for the region. Our budget this year also includes staffing for 2 new motor officers and a community service officer. So again, our investment in public safety is number one. We spend a little below 50% of our budget on public safety. If you've driven through Lake Elsinore, you know that we have issues with the quality of our roads. And so what we're going to do is we're going to focus a large part of the upcoming year's budget of really re-slurrying, crack filling, rebuilding roads as much as we can. One of the things that we're doing too is next Tuesday night, our city council is going to consider actually buying a new product that's being marketed by Caterpillar, and it's called a HeWorks product. And it's really quite interesting because what it does, it's this machine right here. You lay it over a piece of asphalt. It'll cook the asphalt to a very high temperature. 11 minutes later, you move it off of that section, and then you re-roll it, and it turns it into basically new-looking asphalt. And so we're going to be getting 2 of those machines if the council approves it next Tuesday night. And we're actually going to staff that, and we're going to be using those all year round in our city. And our goal is to improve the look of our city. Education is really important. We have a great school district, one of the top districts in the county. Our council also wanted us to focus on higher education, and so we'll be doing that with our economic development efforts as we go forward. Service is everything. That's what we're in business for, is to provide service to the community. Before I came to the city, I was really proud of the staff because they came up with a customer service initiative. And what that is that they basically put together a care program, and it's a program where they're putting the customer first. And we firmly believe that if you care about what you're doing, if you care about your customers, you're going to do a much better job. And so that's our care initiative. We've also cleaned up City Hall. We've spent some money and repainted, made it look more inviting. In this year's budget, we put together a core staffing program. And in that program, we're basically identifying what our service level is with our staffing, and then as the economy goes up and down, we can supplement that with people from the outside. We don't need to add and cut staff as we go forward. We think that's really important. We've revamped our community development operation, and code enforcement also used to be very heavy-handed, and so so some of you may know that. So we've actually redone our whole program, and the goal for our code enforcement team is to go in and help people and really focus on quality of life versus writing tickets and being hard-nosed about it. So that's a good thing for our residents. Economic development is everything. The city of Lake Elsinore, we are the fastest growing city in the county. We are the 3rd fastest growing city in the state. We've actually done well this last year. We've opened some new businesses. We're going to have a ribbon cutting this Saturday at noon for our first winery. Not saying anything, but we have one now, so as we go forward, it's all about economic development for all of us. And the beautiful thing is that the region is on the map. People know who we are. All of the collective efforts are going to pay off for us, and we're seeing a lot of activity on our end. And so economic development is really what we're going to be focusing on. Our companies make the difference. We have some amazing companies. JS Technologies does SRCAR. They actually received the award from Riverside County as a #1 exporter. We've got some amazing companies that basically are operating worldwide. And so as we grow, it's all about jobs, and so our efforts are going to be focusing more in that area. Tuesday night, our planning commission just approved a renovation to the outlet mall, and so we're really excited about this because everybody knows the mall has been dying. Yes. And so what they're doing is they're actually tearing out buildings. They're reducing the footprint by 50,000 square feet, and they're making it a cool place. And so the goal is to attract those that have left. And I think that we were at ICSC last week, the shopping center conference. The owners of the mall were there. They had people that were coming and just clamoring to get into the facility. So the planning commission approved it. It'll go to the council next week. And this is my favorite slide of all. Here's You can see the kind of follically challenged guy right here. That's me in the man cave. The wife and family's out shopping, and here we are. So they're going to try to make it a really cool place, and we're excited about that. Where else in Southern California do you have vacant on and off ramps that have land? We have that. We also have, sorry, this is hard to read here. We have 15,000 acres of undeveloped land. We are a huge opportunity for investment. This next year we're going to do 800 single-family homes. In the 5 years before this time, we've averaged 239 a year. And so we're really booming on the residential development, commercial activities picking up. We're working on providing these opportunities. So if you know anybody, we'd love to talk to them. Another key initiative is image, and we all know the city of Lake Elsinore's reputation over the years, and so we're going to be focusing on our image. We're going to be spending money, we're going to be beautifying every area, every inn. We're actually going to be doing a couple of really interesting things. This is actually going to be on the freeway, and so we're going to have sign that basically one at Franklin and where's the other one? The other one is north and south. You'll be able to tell that you're in the city of Lake Elsinore. All monument signs, entryways of the city we put in play, and so we're going to spend money on a new median on Collier Avenue, and so all those are some of the projects that we're looking at. Recreation, the lake is going to be the focus. One of the things that we're going to be doing this year is actually building a fish nursery at our La Laguna Resort, and so we're going to be buying fingerlings, growing them and releasing them back into the lake, because that has a huge impact on the quality of the water in the lake, and so that's a big project that we're going to be doing this year. Where else can you have these kinds of activities in Southern California? Lake Elsinore has an extreme history of sports. We're actually going to be calling ourselves the action sports capital of the world. We have world-class skydiving. We have Grand Prix. We have AMA motocross. We have Lucas Oil. We have jet boat racing in our inlet channel. We are very proud of who we are and what our history is, which is an extreme action history, so we are considering ourselves the action sports capital of the world. This has worked very well. We've had a lot of positive comments about it, and we feel good about that. Our marketing efforts are going to start to look like this. There you go. We're working with the Storm, and they're a little bit edgy on their marketing, and we think it's going to work for us. So that's it. Appreciate the time.